Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and to the garden. Just a brief video today, just going to go through all of the water features in the garden, and what we'll do is just go through in the order that they were built, and just show you the kind of stuff that we've had here. Do love having sort of water features in my garden. Started building them at about 12, my mother's house, and been building them ever since. But what we'll do is just take a quick look here as we go. Of course, if you're not subscribed already, certainly feel free to do so. Join the amazing community that we have. Firstly, take a look at the first water feature. So here, just underneath, guys, you can see this is off the center bed here. It's approximately sort of 7.5 foot long to the center, and it's also around about sort of 2.5 to 3 foot deep. Designed more as a kind of pondless feature. Now, with this one here, guys, I'm not sort of a huge fan of the kind of stacked waterfall type styles. It's something I'm going to probably change over time, build more of a kind of pondless stream. But for now, I've got so many projects in the garden, can't really keep track of them, so going to leave this one as is. As mentioned, was the first water feature we put here. It did have a triple fall system. You can just see underneath here, waterfall that you can just come down here, off into the water, and one off the back there, you can just see in there. Now with this one, guys, unfortunately, when I was digging in my palm tree recently, I have chopped through the cable, so gonna need to re-cable that to get that one working again. But just as we come around here, guys, as mentioned, you can just see now, taking a look, gonna be used for sort of pond plants and things like that moving forward, and it does have our sedum garden sort of all over the top there. Moving on to the next feature that we built would be this one here, and again, there's shorts on the channel of the construction of these ponds as well, so certainly take a look at those. Probably my most viewed short is of this particular water feature here. Now with this one, guys, slightly different style. This is a pondless feature. It's approximately sort of 2.5 to 3 foot deep, right directly underneath here, and the water comes out just at the top here and flows down around underneath there, and then comes out over the patio slab and then sinks back down into there, creating quite a sort of unique style. Once again, mixing of a bit of contemporary with natural, just something slightly different there. Moving on, and this one isn't plugged in at the moment, guys. I'm going to be running that cable underneath the patio slabs here. So once that is in again properly, going to do a bit of a rebuild, you know, and kind of restyle this one, I think. Once again, for now, I'm going to take a look. Next ponds that we added, guys, and we'll just come around here. Now, when we started constructing the mini golf course, of course, we wanted to add some sort of water feature similar to, you know, most sort of golf courses that you find, or even mini golf courses when you go. Typically find they always have some form of sort of water features and things here. So you can see here, guys, if I just step back, we've got the 3 ponds, and let's see if we can just get it to focus. There we go. Right, so we've got the 3 ponds here. We've got the first one here, guys. This one is approximately, I'd say, 2.5 feet long, and about sort of 18 inches, maybe 2 foot wide, with about 2.5 foot deep there. You can just see it is utilized as a kind of mini bridge across from hole to hole. Now this one as well, guys, I'm going to be running a solar pump on this one. I find they're actually quite good, just a little cheap one from Amazon. It's got a lot of leaves in it here, but you can see there's actually a little stream system that comes down here, down into here. So once again, just something small, very small water feature in the mini golf course. Next one here, guys, I call this kind of like the finger lake. This one is only about 12 inches wide at its widest, approximately sort of 3-4 inches wide up there, and only a few inches wide here, and it is only, I would say, 12 inches deep. So again, very, very shallow little pond. It does maintain and hold water all the time. I rarely have to top these up, so it just kind of serves a function. Of course, also creating an obstacle when you are playing mini golf as well. Next one here, guys, and last one on the mini golf course, we've got this very small feature. Again, there's a video on the channel of me building this. Certainly go check that out. Shows the whole process of from digging to adding the liner, stone, and adding the pump as well. Now, this does have a solar pump in it at the moment. Unfortunately, it is quite dark out. We're in the evening, and this just pumps just up to here. Very, very small trickle stream that comes back down into here. Once again, keep usually 1 to 2 fish in these at any time. With these guys, again, these are more part of this kind of feature, so the mini golf feature, as opposed to a separate pond. You know, I think at one point I was going to put a much larger pond down here, but again, these kind of suit the purpose, create a little bit of an obstacle, and you know, kind of serve a purpose there. Moving on from that, guys, So on to the main event, I would say. And this one here, this is our large rec pond. This is still in progress, still working on this in the meantime. Now with this one, guys, you've got essentially sort of hot tub areas, what it's going to be potentially used for, but a shallower part. So that section here, guys, is about sort of 2.5 to 3 foot deep at its maximum, with about an 18-inch ledge going all around it there, once again for kind of seating younger kids to play in. Again, trying to create sort of an almost natural style sort of swimming pond. The center pond here, guys, this is approximately sort of 6 foot deep, I would say, in the center. Design this more as like a plunge pool, something kind of deep. You can kind of get in quickly and right to the center, be in quite deep water. But again, you know, you're very close to the sides at all times as well. With this one here, guys, this is approximately, I would say, perhaps 18 foot wide, and the length from here, or the top of the feature even, all the way down, you're probably looking at about 30 something foot, 35 maybe. So quite a long feature there. Now the front and the back here are actually only connected just under here. So I'll bring the camera down just so you can see. And you can see just under that middle slab, there's a tiny little inlet, and that is only about 8 inches deep. So what I can actually do is reduce the water level slightly, and I can actually have these connect or essentially be run separately here. Now, with this one, guys, again, I don't know if you'd class this as part of a separate water system. I mean, it is running off the main pond, so essentially this is just one big water feature here. But you've got a separate pond up at the top here, small stream that comes down, as you can see, and flows into this, again, small pond here as well. That then flows out underneath this stone. And again, a lot of work to do on this. I haven't completely finished this yet. And you can just see, if I come around here, guys, that just flows essentially back. We'll see if we can zoom it into it. You can see there. Again, we're going to change the kind of look of this, but for now, once again, it's kind of just serving the purpose of you know, doing what I want it to do, and testing out the idea of having a bridge kind of over that bit. Just following on that, guys, let's just give you a view as we walk around this one. Again, a few different angles. Before I move on, this, I don't know if you'd count this as a sort of water feature, just one of the shop bought ones. Again, quite nice, lights up at night, has a little kind of falls through the center, but not something I've built. Just coming around here, as we come off the back down the jungle path. And as we look out over the ponds now, you can kind of get a nice idea of that kind of feeling of being surrounded by water here, sort of little bridges going across. And as we come around into the bar area, again, just looking out. So when you're in the bar area, your view out again, nice view out over the ponds and into the garden. So a lot of it's kind of the view that you get, and you know, different focal points in the garden here. And just coming around, guys, now to the last water feature that we've built. Again, this is also on the channel, guys, and this is our sort of reflection pond or mirror pond. More of a contemporary style, I'll just show you that. And of course, guys, if you have seen the channel, certainly probably would have seen this up before, but as you can see here, guys, I'm now kind of getting that nice look straight through the center as you walk through. You can just see, if you look directly underneath, you get a look of all the water kind of going all the way out there. So again, just leading you out into the garden. But with that said, guys, you know, if you enjoyed any of the ponds, or any particular ones you have any questions on, or even thinking of building a pond yourself, drop any comments or any questions you may have in the comments below. More than happy to offer any advice I can. Once again, I had a lot of years of experience doing this, even on the professional side as well. But with that said, of course, if you're not subscribed, certainly feel free to do so, and we'll see you on the next one.